Charlie Podcast, bumping to your broadcast, grab a chair, fill your glass. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast, bumping to your broadcast, grab a chair, fill your glass.
Hey, welcome to the Really Charlie Podcast. I'm Charlie Perry here on Fireside doing my thing. Just wanted to come on for a few minutes, about 15 minutes or so, and just talk about an issue that's been bothering me. Because, for one, I'm a poet and I know it. And I just, there's just things going on in this world that just, you know, mind boggling a little bit. It just drives me crazy that the way some people are trying to direct things and put us in a very bad direction, and things all in all, I try to keep a good vibe. I really try to do um things with a good vibe, a good intention of and even when I'm speaking with people, whether I know them or not, stranger, I just try to keep it positive. So, anyways, this is the Really Charlie Podcast here on Fireside, and thank you for joining me here. Whether you're listening to replay, whether you are catching me on the Really Charlie channel on YouTube, I appreciate you, and also a few platforms that I share things on, Facebook and the Really Charlie Podcast group or page on Facebook. Thanks for joining me. Well, I had, as we know, it's all over the news, all over every social platform there is, and social media platform there is. Um, a Florida mother was behind the ban on Amanda Gorman's poem, has Proud Boy links. Well, she ended up right into Dade County and wanting you know, this young lady's poem to be, you know, banned. And it's crazy that here's someone that gone on to, you know, speak at the White House and recite a poem, fabulous poem, to the whole world, to the whole world. And then we have some shallow people that could probably can't even get out of the town they live in, the city they live in, and they are discrediting this young lady who's probably done everything that we possibly want from our young um, children growing up, as far as students, and probably doing everything that she was supposed to. Was probably brought up to say please and thank you, and I'm assuming all this, but to get to the level you are, you have to be that type of person. It just mind your manners, respect your elders, and do good in school. Not necessarily do good in school, but do the best you can. And she probably did that. She probably did that. No doubt. I'll put all the money I have in the world, which isn't much, but that she did that. So she gets banned, along with some other books that this same particular mother did, and W.E.D. Du Bois, she did something, she banned that. No, it's just crazy that I guess as an official, you have to take in everything, all kinds of complaints, right? And you take them in and you listen to what someone has to say. In some cases, there's a lot of merit to it. Other cases, there's no merit to it. and then the third is just in between both of them, you know. And so I just don't get this. That as an official, you know, administrator, school committee, whatever it may be, I would look at this and say, I'm gonna I'm gonna take a hit on this one, you know, if it's wrong. But we're just not gonna we're not gonna address this in the public. We're gonna address it right now and make a decision to kind of shit can this, right? Throw it in file 13. Boom. This lady, you know, or just keep it on standby. But to just basically just say, boom, banned, you know, on 1, 2, 3 situations, and all situations are black. They're from black people, you know, with a black narrative, and boom, it's gone. Boom. That's how easy it is, right? So you wonder why we're a little unsteady about things, you know, cautious, keeping our elbows up. We can't afford to keep our elbows down. We cannot afford to just, you know, not pay attention. Because when you're not paying attention, guess what? There's a ball that goes towards you, and then you see it curving away. So you just kind of forget about it. Then all of a sudden, it curves right back to you. Bam! Hits it right down the plate. And and the people that are victimized is the poor folks, the black folks, the brown folks. Um, and I'm not trying to put you know, I'm just saying what it is. It's the Really Charlie podcast. I'm just being real about it. And you know it's real because guess what? It just happened. It just happened to a good American citizen. What's up, Tony? How you doing? You,
I'm doing pretty good tonight. I'm happy to see you, and I'm really happy
you see what you
to.
do to me? See the smile, man? That's what you do to me. I love it.
That's what you do to me.
That's it,
That's
man.
what you do to me. It's fabulous. Um, you know, with the show you're doing tonight, I said, I'm crazy busy right now. I don't
Hmm.
know how. I'm supposed to be less busy, but I'm more busy. Okay.
I
And I
hear
said,
you.
no, I gotta get to this show with your topic tonight. I have to.
I appreciate
And
you. Really
yeah, and
do.
I appreciate you bringing light to this. I mean, when you think about it, a, a poet, a young black female poet that is actually telling the truth,
Hmm.
the truth of what this country is. And it's the same thing that I do within, my show, Poetic People Fighting Racism. But she's
Exactly.
telling the truth, highly educated.
Hmm.
And I have followed Amanda for quite some time now, and I've listened to many interviews that she's had.
Hmm.
But instead, we have the state of Florida, and I'm just going to say the state of
Yeah,
Florida.
exactly.
Um,
I hear you. I feel you.
yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay. And here's the thing. I actually love Florida. And
Me too.
people say, why do you love Florida? Well, when it gets down to it, it's the weather. We love
Hmm.
the weather. We love how it looks. We love how it feels and all of that. Um, but when we've got this type of stuff going on, I mean, if the state of Florida knew what I do every other week, they would ban me too.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm just off their radar.
Hmm.
Um, but I just love that you are bringing attention to this. And I don't care whether it's just you and me in this audience. It
True.
is you, the host, and just me as an audience member, but there are replays.
Yes.
And we don't know who's going to listen to the replay. Um, but it can bring attention to what's going on.
So true.
Um, you would think a person would think it doesn't matter what color they are in this United States, but a person would think that we are beyond this.
Yes.
Beyond this. How many years ago was it that that Amanda did her poem?
It's got to be what, 3 years, right?
3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about 3 years. And now it's banned in Florida.
Hmm.
How crazy is that?
Yep. Can you imagine it was orated on the steps of the White House? Oh,
Yes.
so it's there. It's here it is. And it went all over the world, all over the world. There's no doubt about it that anything the United States of America does, it's going all over the world unless it gets censored for some reason. Like the country of Russia or China or wherever it may be. But you know what? Guess what? Those countries want to hear what somebody has to say. They want to hear those things, especially when it's involving politics, because bottom line, it's still coming down to politics, bad politics. This woman, her ties are to the Proud Boys, and guess what? That's nothing but politics, and
Yeah.
hatred and race. It's just terrible. Um, but we have to do this, and you talk about this every single show of yours, and you talk about how we gotta, a voice. We gotta put our voice out there. We gotta be those advocates, those voices to bring things up, to just kind of bring attention to it, to whatever we're talking about, whether it's, well, I'm just going to leave it at racism. There's a lot of things we can talk about on a weekly basis, but when it comes to talking about racism, we have to continue to be advocates. And it doesn't have to be always a black face, a brown face. You know what? It can be anybody. It can be a white face talking about racism, which there are many, many. There's millions of people that feel the same way that you and I do, and will support us 100%. It was done in the civil rights era. There was millions of Caucasian people, doing their thing, and it goes back to even slavery. How many of the Quakers, helped Harriet Tubman do her thing? Many, many, many. So, you know, but this is really something that was bothering me, and today was the only time that I could bring it up, and I truly wanted to bring it up, especially when it first came up. But you know, but I don't know. I'm not puzzled at it. I'm just yeah, I'm shaking my head at some folks that have titles that just allow this to happen.
Yeah, you know, people don't under. I don't believe that people really understand um, what's going on, and I am not a historian.
Hmm.
I follow history, and history is very important. Uh, you are more of a historian than I am. I have a close friend that is definitely a historian. He used to teach history.
Mm.
Um, but if we don't pay attention to history, if we don't pay attention to things like World War II and Adolf Hitler,
Hmm.
and if we don't, and many of people that are my age, yeah, we kind of understand, and it doesn't matter whether you're black, white, Asian, whether you're wh- whether you're Jewish, it doesn't matter.
Mm.
If you're at my age, and I'm in my 60s, we understand
Yes.
um, what people can do and how people behave. So, and it's repeating itself.
Sure is.
So, if you look at World War II, it was Adolf Hitler, um, and supremacy over not only Jewish people, but
Mm.
black people, anyone that was not of the Aryan race.
Yes.
Um, and they was trying to make the world where it was blonde hair and blue eyes. Period.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, this is what we were. Even though Hitler was not blonde hair and blue eyes, but even he decided, oh no, that's the best.
Hmm.
I'm not that, but yeah, this is who I believe is the best, and I want the whole world to look this way and be this way.
Yes.
And now where you have things going back to where, oh, if you're a white American, plain and simple, you're the best. You're better than anyone else.
Yes.
Period. White American. And here's the deal. White Americans aren't white Americans.
Yes. That DNA goes all over the world,
Uh,
and
uh, th- that's right. White
and
Americans are not white Americans. But European,
hmm
European. Hey, I probably have more European blood in me than many white people.
hmm
But
sure.
because my skin color is darker, I don't fit
Yeah.
in this country. And it's insane. It's just ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. And if a person doesn't know how ridiculous it is, they're going to side with whoever is going to be in power.
Yes. It,
So if your skin looks white, you can have white skin and have the majority of your DNA is African.
hmm
So when you know these things, you realize how ridiculous it is. But people will choose sides. And it happened during World War II. Who which side do I want to be on? Do I want to be on the side of the Supreme, or do I want to be on the side of the less than? And human nature, a person's going to say, oh, I want to be supreme.
Hmm.
You know, who wants to be less than?
Yeah, it's just that human nature, and but I just, it's these podcasts that you and I have definitely, do. We actually, and like you said earlier, I just want to. I don't care if it's you and I on this podcast. We're talking. We're having a conversation. And there's a high potential that, you know what, between the both of us, that's 50,000 shares probably, and we just want to get this out there. Want to get it out there, and so it can be so it can be a conversation, whether it's a conversation, a normal conversation, or uncomfortable conversation. We got to have it. We truly, truly have to have it. Um, now I'm working in a very diverse group now, and I have a good vibe all the time. Every minute of the day, it's just great. I have a great working environment, and that's from all people of the world. They come from all over the place, and that's the America I love. That's the America I love. This particular story is I mean, it puzzled me, and but I'm not shocked about it, really. So, but my friend, I just definitely wanted to come on, and I'd like to give you an opportunity. If you want to add to what we already said, feel free. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be another. This is going to come up again on my podcast. So, and I'm going to discuss this again, eventually, because there will be another part of the decision making, or of after this, because they're going to have to amend something, and it's most likely going to be this. So, but you tell your producer I said hello, because she's the greatest producer in the world, on Saturdays. you know um and then on your show, I'm right. She's she does a good job too. So, but thank you, Tony, for joining me, and I really, really appreciate you. And everybody on replay, please continue to support the Really Jolly podcast here on Fireside, and also like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. This issue isn't going to go away, and I definitely will be bringing it up later as the case moves forward, and get some momentum in the right direction, and just releasing this ban, or abolishing this ban. So, all right, my friend. Well, I am gonna go on, and let's see, what can I do. I'm gonna end this podcast with my favorite song by Lionel Peter Walker, my intro to the Really Charlie podcast. And my man Tony, I will talk to you soon. Keep in touch. We definitely want to get some steam going on with our poetry slam, the Juneteenth poetry slam that's going to be on, Poetic People Fighting Racism, on June 24th. Cash prizes. Please, if you want to join the poetry slam, just send me an email to the Really Charlie podcast at gmail.com, and we will definitely get you in. And it's going to be a great night on Fireside on June 24th. Myself, along with the host of the show, Tony Cordova, we will definitely bringing you some great poetry. There's no doubt in my mind that it's going to be great. So, all right, my friends on Fireside, YouTube, Facebook, I love you. God bless. Take care. And I'm going to end with my favorite song.
Charlie Podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Bumping through your broadcast, grab a chair, fill your glass. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yeah, it's